Ali Drew for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by Michael Conlan. We have just had the press conference. Quite amicable. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I'm ready to go. I respect Miguel. I always have. I've watched him, on many fights, and I know how tough he is and how game he is. So there's no need to have bad blood with someone who, if he's not going to talk shit, I'm not going to talk shit. There's no need to.
The stats that I said on stage, he has more KOs on his record than you have fights in total, is outstanding from him. His record is strong. This is a comeback fight for you, and this is a tough one that you've picked, but that's a deliberate thing from you.
Yeah, 100%. I don't feel there's a need for me to have any kind of easy fight after my last performance, albeit I lost. But I think the performance in itself spoke volumes, and I want to get back into the mix as soon as I possibly can, and I believe someone like a Miguel Marriaga will do that.
Now, talking of the last fight, a very, very tough pill for you to swallow with what happened, how you performed leading up to the 12th round. How hard has it been regrouping, getting back into camp and setting the focus again?
I don't think it hasn't been necessarily hard to kind of get back in and focus. It's been much easier. Because of the setback and because of obviously losing, but you win or learn, isn't it? It's not really a loss when you can learn from it. So I've learned an awful lot, which is great, and I think it's made me it will make me a better fighter, and I look forward to showing that on Saturday. It was hard for the first few weeks, obviously coming to terms of losing and thinking of reasons. If I had done this, if I had done that, what would have happened? What would have happened here? What would have happened there? And the only way I can put it down to is that it was meant to happen that way, and Leigh won the lottery. Fair play to him. He showed his toughness and resilience. Nothing really changes in my opinion of Leigh. I said it before the fight. He's very tough, resilient, and punches hard. I don't think he punches as hard as what I kind of was giving him credit for. What done me in that fight was fatigue, in my own sense, and that was because I was getting drunk on my own success and let my hands go much more than probably what I needed to. So yeah, I'm good now. I'm happy. I'm in a good place. I would love the rematch whenever it happens, but we'll see.
Is the rematch a fight that you will push? Because at the moment it doesn't seem like Leigh, he's not focused on it. There's talk of Santa Cruz. Is that a fight that you'll be pushing to get, the rematch?
100%, and listen, you can't blame him. He wants the biggest fights possible for him, and boxing's a short career. You got to earn as much as you possibly can in that short space of time. And Leo Santa Cruz versus him is a big fight. He can become super champion. In my opinion, he already should be super champion because of Leo hasn't boxed the weight for so long. So I can't blame him. I'll push for the rematch, but if he's in a situation, legend, if he's in a situation with that, it's all good. And I know that if he wins that, he'll probably have unification. So whether it happens, I'll be very surprised if it happens soon. So whenever it happens, it happens. But I want it to happen, but I'm ready to face anyone, any champion, and that's just it. That's what the loss has kind of done for me. It's put me in a position where I want to fight anybody now. I want to get back to the top now. I want to be world champion. Whether it's Leigh or whether it's someone else, I don't care. I'll just fight them.
And if it's not straight away, it could be for an even bigger fight when it comes.
Yeah, definitely. If Leigh's goal is about legacy and stuff, so be it. Try and win as much belts as you possibly can. But if it's about earning money, which in my opinion all of us are in for, I don't care about anybody else's legacy and all that. You want to earn as much money as you possibly can, and I think my fight does that. He earns an awful lot of money in the rematch, even more than what we earned in the first fight. So, and
the Santa Cruz fight, I think it's a 75-25 split.
You know what I mean? Would you rather do that and get paid less than what you get paid for fighting me? No, you'd rather fight me again, would you not? No, well, I suppose maybe not, but it is what it is. Whatever way it works, it'll work. And everything happens for a reason, and things play out the way they're meant to play out. So I just trust the process.
Another fight which, if the rematch wasn't to happen straight away, another rematch which has been talked about, another match which has been talked about is Josh Warrignton. Is that a fight that you would be interested in? And the thought of the fans, your fans and his fans together, would be an epic night.
It'd be special. I actually didn't know it was really being talked about until I was done an interview with Matt from Into Boxing yesterday, and I was going, oh, all right, like, people are actually talking about that. Fantastic. It's a fight I would love. I have a lot of respect for Josh, a lot of respect for his family and his father, Sean. I really like them, good people. But a fight that I would relish, and a fight that two unbelievable fan bases clashing. Obviously it'll probably be a bit of mayhem, but it would be unbelievable. A lot of respect between me and Josh, and it's a fight I would love. A fight that I think a clash of styles is very much in that. The boxer versus the fighter, and it's one that would be a great fight.
I mean, the build up to that fight would be something we probably haven't seen before.
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't necessarily need to talk shit, but as I always say, I don't talk shit. But if you talk shit to me, I will talk shit back, and I would say it would get like that probably. The same as Leigh. Like, I have nothing against Leigh, but he started to talk a little bit, so I started to throw some digs back, and it became a little bit of, I was chasing him around with everything I was saying, and I think it would probably be the same with Josh. He seems a bit more quick-witted than Leigh, if I'm going to be honest. But it's all good.
And it's amazing the fights that can be made through social media, because I think it's originated from social media. People saying it'd be a great fight, and we've seen a lot of fights happen through social media.
Yeah, listen, it's the world we live in now. When you get YouTubers selling out arenas, you're going, okay, let's see what this is talking about. And I don't really be on social media as much, so I don't really see as much, and I don't pay attention to it as much because it's a false reality. But what a fight it could be, and if that was able to happen this year, I would bite your hand off for it.
Well, hopefully it will. Just a little word on the rest of the card, so your undercard. It's a great fight night in Belfast. A lot of Irish talent on the card.
Yeah, listen, two of them I'm really excited about is our two youngest prospects, Kurt Walker and Kieran Malloy. Both making their home debuts as professionals. I don't think Kurt has boxed in Belfast in like 7 odd years, even when he was an elite amateur, like, you know what I mean. So it's great to bring that back for them, and I want to see how they perform. Kurt's in with a serious opponent, like, someone who's like a very good winning record, coming to win. Only a few losses, 18 wins, I think. Kieran he's destructive, and he's had a bit of bad luck recently, as you mentioned in the press conference. He went out to New York and Faye fell through, and I know how good he was. He was very emotional on that. He cried his eyes out, and understandable. The kid just wants to fight. So I think you're going to see two explosive performances from them two. But on the card itself, the two main fights I probably think will be most exciting. Because I'm not going to say I'm going to be in an exciting fight, even though I probably will be. I think Tyrone McKenna versus Chris Jenkins is just going to be a bloodbath. I think Chris Jenkins said it up there. It's probably 1 to 100 on that someone bleeds, and I do believe like within the first minute someone will be bleeding. It'd be good if you get betting odds on that. So whoever sponsors the channel, get the odds up. Betfair, get the odds up. But yeah, I think that will be unbelievable. I think that'll be a great fight. Two guys go toe to toe, and then obviously you got Paddy McCrory versus Perban, and I don't know who wins, but I think someone wins by knockout. I know someone wins by knockout. It does not go to points. That does not go to points. So one of the guys, I think, get knocked out, and I'm leaning toward Paddy being the fresher of the two. Perban's very worn, but at the same time always dangerous.
There's a lot of 50-50 fights on this card.
Yeah, listen, even down the card, Colin Murphy versus Rudahan Farrell, coming through, like James McGivern versus Tony McGlynn, and you're going, these fights are fantastic for them. At this stage of their career, the fact that they're willing to take these fights where most people don't take fights like this for a long time. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to see how it goes. Unfortunately, I'll not be able to sit back and enjoy it like Jamie will. But even him, he'll be more nervous about me. So it's one after I think I can sit back and go, you know what? Me and my brother done that. We promoted it. I headlined it. And we give the opportunity to all these kids on it from our own city, from our own country. and it's great. So it's a really good feeling, and something that we're giving kind of back to our own fighters. Most big shows are in England, and other parts of the world. So the fact that we can do big shows like this for the rest of them is fantastic, and to be a part of it is also special. But I think that's more of one. When I'm finished, I can look back on it and go, okay, that's special.
Well, best of luck for Saturday night. It'll be great to see you back in the ring, and enjoy the rest of the fight week that's remaining.
Cheers, Ollie. Thank you.
Thank you.